This is Bow TV.
Welcome back to Bow News Network. We're actually working on our weather report here, taking a closer look at some of the extreme temperatures across the continental United States. We do have a situation where there's quite a bit of ridging in the northeast. So what we're actually seeing is very, very high max temperatures in the regions of the northeast, as well as cities in the Mississippi Valley, Ohio Valley region, and the southeast states. We're going to take a closer look not only at temperatures and storm predictions for the United States, but we're going to take a look at what's actually happening in the Caribbean at this time. We do see there are actually three areas of interest, but the one that we're really going to be focusing on in this forecast is going to be an area of interest just a little bit north of Colombia. And we're actually seeing quite a bit of activity, and we anticipate that it's going to be quite a bit of an event leading up to next week, where it will actually lend itself to bringing severe weather possibly for the coast of Texas as well as Louisiana. We're actually running several simulations at this particular time to get an idea as actually what's actually happening with this storm disturbance rather, before it's actually upgraded. As you can see from NOAA and the National Hurricane Center, we anticipate that this broad area of low pressure could be become a cyclonic formation. Very high chance of 80 to 90% in the next 90 days or so, and this is going to spell a lot of precipitation as well as thunderstorm activity all along the path from Jamaica to Cayman Islands, all the way up to through the Gulf of Mexico into Texas and Louisiana. So even though the system hasn't been declared as far as being a depression at this time, we do anticipate that it's going to have an impact once again on the Yucatan Peninsula. We just recently had severe event as far as a hurricane crossing that track, a double 2x landfall of Hurricane Grace as it made its way, impacting the Yucatan Peninsula, Cancun, Cozumel, Tulum, then venturing over to impact the southwest coast of southeast coast of Mexico. But at this particular time, based on our tracking, we just want to make sure that our subscribers, especially in the region of Jamaica, when it comes to Thursday afternoon, we anticipate there's going to be some significant rainfall in the region, and you should be prepared for this happening very, very shortly. Here we are on Wednesday, 24 hours from now, things are going to change radically. You'll actually gradually seeing significant amount of rainfall, because Jamaica is prone to landslides and severe weather conditions. A lot of the storms that actually just brush simply across the north coast or even the south coast as they make their way towards the Yucatan Peninsula actually bring a significant amount of rainfall to the region, which means landslides as well as mudslides, loss of life, especially in the regions outside of the city of Kingston. So we wanted to make sure that we got this information. If we take a closer look, and we're actually running simulations, we can actually see from this simulation where the system is actually migrating from the area of interest, which is just north of Colombia, and eventually that is actually going to be making its way. We can see from the simulation it's going to restart in a bit, and once it restarts, then we can actually see that it's going to be in the region. Here we go. You can actually see it venturing further and further into the region of Jamaica, then the Cayman Islands. This is going to be Friday, and then Saturday, making its way through that region between the Yucatan and Cuba. Into Sunday, it will be firmly in the Gulf of Mexico, feeding on those sea surface temperatures of 85 to 87 degrees, and then we anticipate it will impact the region somewhere along the coast of Texas and Louisiana. It looks like it's actually simulated to go along the Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas Archelex region. So we're really watching this system. As far as the other two areas of interest, one is actually moving away from Bermuda, and the other one is close to the Cabo Verde Islands, which is very, very far away. But as far as simulations are concerned, based on weather patterns in this region, we are trying to exactly figure out what's going to be happening with this system as it makes its way into the Gulf of Mexico. And we really haven't had a system that really tapped into the full potential of the sea surface temperatures of the Gulf of Mexico. And in prime areas of the Gulf, we have very, very warm water, 87, 88 degrees in some cases, and this is very, very powerful, powerful energy, potential energy to really fuel depression or tropical storm, or potentially even a hurricane. We do see some cyclonic formation activity, almost like it's getting that counterclockwise rotation going, which is synonymous with tropical storm or depression. But of course, this is just a simulation. But we're going to be continuing to monitor this area of interest just north of Colombia at this time through into the weekend. But we anticipate very, very shortly, just based on our projections here. Here we see it here on Wednesday in the evening, that area of interest just north of Colombia, and the direction that it will take will be through Jamaica, and then we do see it impacting the island of Jamaica in the evening on Thursday, making its way through, impacting the Cayman Islands and the southeast coast of Cuba once again, and they have received a significant amount of precipitation. Citizens of Cuba along the southeast coast have received a significant amount of rainfall, and they're still trying to dig their way out of the effects of Hurricane Grace as it made its way through that region. But once again, we do anticipate, based on our simulation model, that there's going to be even more precipitation in the region. Based on our simulation, this is a infrared simulation. We anticipate in the evening on Thursday, for the 26th, that there'll be significant rain activity. Now, the big question will always be to what extent, based on our simulations, and we anticipate, based on the forecast, that in some regions in the island of Jamaica, they may be receiving 2 to 3 or 2 to 4 inches of rain per an hour as this system makes its way across the island, then impacts the Caymans, ventures into the Gulf of Mexico based on the current simulation model, and that is going to be a tremendous amount of rainfall. The reason we wanted to put together this special weather update is because a lot of times these events catch people off guard, thinking that there's not a hurricane declared, yet the effects can be just as devastating because of the element of surprise, as well as other elements in the atmosphere, which may contribute to a significant amount or prolific amount of rainfall in a very, very short period of time. So we have taken advantage of the very, very latest simulations. This is actually the European medium range weather forecast model, ECMWF, and it's one of the most accurate models going. There's also the ICON model and a few other models, but we have seen during this season, hurricane season, pretty good accuracy as far as tracking storms with the ECMWF model. We just wanted to make sure that we touch on the temperatures in the continental United States. Here we can see, as far as temperatures are concerned, Kansas and Nebraska in the lower 100s, as well as but most of the region of Texas, as well as Oklahoma, going into Arkansas, they're looking at the mid 90s, and these temperatures are pretty much on par with temperatures in the region of Illinois, as well as Iowa. Do keep in mind, as far as various conditions such as humidity and level of water vapor in the atmosphere, many of these temperatures actually feel more like 102 or 103 when you add a component of humidity as well as saturation of water vapor in the atmosphere in these areas of interest for the heat. So when we're taking a closer look at a temperature of 101 in Kansas, it can feel a lot like 110, combined with a lot of different elements of weather in the region. So we do see in the northeast going into Mississippi Valley and Ohio, as well as the southeast states, quite a bit of concentration of heat there, and it's actually going to stay for a while. If we look at some of the models here for temperature anomaly, we see all the way through to the weekend, it actually intensifies on Thursday, and then we anticipate that it will hopefully let up a little bit over the possibly as the system makes its way in. There may be some relief as far as the temperatures are concerned with increased thunderstorms in the northeast. But we're definitely going to be monitoring this system as it makes its way towards Jamaica. And then we're also going to be really monitoring the system for between now and tomorrow to see what kind of rainfall that is going to be impacting Caribbean nations such as southeastern Cuba, Jamaica notably, as well as the Caymans. Right after this system starts moving towards the Gulf of Mexico, it's going to impact Jamaica as well as the Caymans. So residents in the Caymans should be preparing for heavy rainfall as this system makes its way through. And we can actually see from simulated infrared that significant rain is going to be possible on Thursday. As far as the continental United States is concerned, we do see marginal threat for the region of Indianapolis, Indiana, as well as Columbus, Ohio, and Charlotte, North Carolina, as well as Kansas City, Missouri, and Cleveland, Ohio. And regarding the temperatures, we do see that with the escalating temperatures in the northeast, that is going to give rise to possible thunderstorms throughout the evening for today and tomorrow. So we're definitely taking a look at significant amount of weather in the region of the northeast, as well as Mississippi Valley, as well as the Ohio Valley, and of course that system that is going to be possibly moving in from north of Colombia into the region of the Gulf of Mexico, impacting the region of the Gulf of Mexico and coastal Texas. So that is actually our forecast at this particular time. We're going to continue to track through NOAA and National Hurricane Center if any of these systems, most notably the one that is near Colombia, whether that is going to be upgraded to possibly a depression or tropical storm. At the very minimum, we're anticipating heavy rainfall and flooding. That's going to be possible for Nicaragua, Honduras, Guatemala, Belize, and the Yucatan Peninsula, and significant rainfall is anticipated for Louisiana, Texas, and different states in Mexico. Well, thank you for watching Bow News Network. We hope that you have a great day, and always remember to bow to the weather and have a great one.
This is Bow TV.